All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Hashem, Bokakadash, Barakatham to the elders and apostles, Wa'akim, Wa'akwaf, and I say Shalom. And this is a M.O.T.B news updates as of September 17th, 2025 on Wednesday night. And this is from the cointribune.com as of Wednesday, September 17th, 2025. And it reads, it says, Clarity Act. Could this mean the end of the central digital currency? It says Republicans want to combine the ban on the digital dollar with a crypto law supported by some influential Democrats. A risky strategy that reveals both the urgencies to find the regulatory and the ideological fractures of the U.S. Congress. It says, in brief, Republicans wants to merge the ban of the digital dollar with the clarity law to strengthening the political position. This strategy risks weakening the bipartisan support, especially from the Democrats, and blocking legislative progress. The Senate favors a distant and pragmatic crypto regulating, leaves the future of the digital dollar still uncertain. And it says a legitimate merge that changes the game. It says GOP leaders have decided to combine the two major texts, the ban of the central digital currency and the clarity law that aims to provide a clear framework for digital tokens and bring more stability to the crypto market. By merging the two, Republican seeks to capitalize on the bipartisan support clarity has already obtained. However, this decision is not without rescue. Republicans has almost exclusively voted for the anti-central digital currency text, while the nearly 80 Democrats support the clarity by mixing the two approaches. GOP risking losing the essential backing to hope to pass the Senate stage. The maneuver seems to most like to attempt a score in a political point than a long-term strategy. It says, underlining this is the growing distrust among some the elected officials trust a digital dollar. From them, the CWC represents a direct threat to privacy and economic freedom. The private crypto assets, by contrast, as seen as a barrier against the centralizing of the monetary money. It says Democratic support a fragile equation. On the Democratic side, skepticism is growing towards the merge. Lawmakers see the clarity law as a serious opportunity to regulate the crypto market, but reject the idea of blocking any central digital currency in principle. For them, it will be irresponsible to close out to a technology war, could strengthen the dollar's competitiveness against the digital one or the digital euro, or especially digital euro. It says the Republican attempts is thus seen more as a provocation than an outstretched hand. By opposing an anti-central digital currency text, the GOP reduces room for the compromise and a fewer partisan division. A strategy could use two essential projects to fail at one. It says even promise even promise to include the ban on the digital dollar and the National Defense Bill has not been enough to assure the Democrats have remained firm. This provision will be removed in the Senate. As a result, the fragile alliance built around the clarity risk quickly crumbling. The Senate charts its own crypto path. It says while the House Representatives bogs down the political calculation, the Senate prepares to move forward on more of the consensual basics. Senators Cynthia Lones and Tim Scott advanced a separate bill in response of Financial Innovation Act. It says this one proposed a clear crypto regulations, but without closing the door to possible central digital currency. This approach reflects on a pragmatic choice to achieve a durable bipartisan compromise capable of meeting the expectations of the financial market and the crypto ecosystem. Unlike the House strategy, the Senate aims to build a solid, realistic legislation framework. In this context, the Republicans' maneuver in the House may symbolize, while it may energize the conservative electorate, it remains risk of isolating the GOP in a debate that nonetheless require the broad alliance. And the future of the American crypto market will be decided in the Senate and probably without until a ban on digital dollars. Maximizing your contribution experience without reading and earning program. Oh, that's for the news article. It says the Bank of UK stable coin limits swaying by crypto group report. So most likely that bill is going to be signed with that cryptocurrency bill. And they're going to push forth the anti-central digital currency bill. It's going to be part of that as well too, which that was mentioned day before yesterday. That's the wrong news article. It's MSN. Let's go out there and tell everyone about one of the cool Disney Plus, all ESPN with one incredible offer. All right, ready? Right. Oh boy. Has he been figured for glasses? I'm not taking this back to the red top. Disney Plus, all ESPN. 3 All-Stars, 1 incredible offer. The Sports Center with Scott Van Pelt, SP, brought to you by Stanley Steamer. It's not clean until it's Stanley Steamer clean. Duck's magic number. Follow up on the magician. It says crypto markets fails to surge following a federal rate announcement. I believe there was a small percentage of the Fed rate that was announced early today. And I'm surprised the markets kind of fell. I'm surprised. It says New York orders a ban to embrace blockchain analysts and crypto crackdown. It says the USDC payroll, the crypto future of employment payments. It says in a rare move, mainland China court siege a blockchain token overseas. It says this is from PayPal News. It says PayPal uses in a new era, peer-to-peer payments remains high, reimagining how money moves to anyone, anywhere. It says the Fed interest rates cut. Will Bitcoin BTC price benefits? It says China hints a morphing in its digital RMB central digital currency and to tokenize deposits, which I did a story on that yesterday. Which I did let's know that yesterday of the M.O.T.B updates yesterday. I meant to say. It says PayPal News Bitcoin. It says other cryptos soon adds P2P payments. It says Ripple announced SRP exclusive in the U.S. government digital reserve. And this is from Coin Central. It says Ripple, a CEO Brad Golden House confirms that XRP inclusion in the U.S. digital asset stockpile with the potential ETF launch by late 2025. It says the SRP will be included in the U.S. government digital asset stockpile. Over 10 companies, including Bitwise, are seeking the SEC approval. It says the SRP government inclusions signal growing trust and legitimacy in digital assets. Right, because we definitely been seeing the increasing, the growing of digital assets here in America and different parts around the world. So that's another indicator right there. More leaning towards the digital currency. It says the SRP roles in the U.S. government and the digital reserve. In a recent interview with Bloomberg, Garland House reveals that the XRP will be included in the U.S. government strategic digital asset stockpile. This move is a part of a broader plan to create a diversified reserve of digital currencies to strengthening the country's economic position. It says the inclusion of the XRP in the government reserve is seen a significant step in the broader acceptance of the cryptocurrencies by digital finance institutions and regulators. The Garland House stated that the XRP's role in this initiative shows how the government are starting to embrace digital currency as part of their long-term financial strategies. He added that the XRP will be part of the crypto stockpile along with other major digital assets, suggesting that the XRP will now be viewed not just a trading asset, but as a trusted digital currency for institute use.
Not that. It's really not. Tom Brady and the Raiders coaching box the day after being in the booth with Fox became quite the talking point on all of our morning shows.
It says, that's something about the news article. It says, this is from Forklock. Extracloth receives a first salary in digital rubies.
Most likely to make fans feel some kind of way. But do you know what actually happens in those TV coach meetings? Here's Chicago Bears head coach Ben Johnson, who is new to this, but can give you some helpful insight.
I'm really not worried about it. I mean, we change week to week in terms of what we do. Schematically, he's going to be able to turn on the feed.
It says GOP's last-ditch move of the CBDC ban quietly acts to a major crypto bill.
It's not like I'm going to sit down with him and don't do this to Caleb Williams.
Right, so that bill is being prepared in the Senate.
There's not going to be any trade secrets that are going to be exchanged, but I really don't think it's that big of a deal, to be honest with you.
I've never called games.
This is yourstory.com. It says why India's central digital currency requires a private infrastructure partner to grow the beyond public zones. Question mark.
But that's life, isn't it? You share more based on trust in any dynamic. What it is not is a printout of the first scripted 15.
Well, that was the latest news of the Central District Bank M.O.T.B news updates. Now bring up that revelations. Right, so that's the key reviews. More digital assets and more everything being digital, especially with this digital finance. And that's going to implement more of the Clarity Act, more of this cryptocurrency bill, and stablecoin, Bitcoin cryptocurrency, and the digital money and the digital assets. That's going to be pushing more towards the United States, while other countries are going to be leaning towards the central digital bank currency. Now it's going to be competition with these countries. When it comes to others going to choose the central digital bank country, and the others going to use Bitcoin, stablecoin, cryptocurrency, cross-border payments, offline and online payments too. With the virtual assets, digital assets, crypto assets, stablecoin assets, and the digital currency assets as well too. And that's going to implement the RFID CHIP on top of that as well too. with the digital banking and digital money and the digital finance and digital assets and virtual assets as well too. Revelation chapter 13 and verse 16, and it calls of all, both small and great, rich or poor, free or bond, to receive a charagma in their right hand or in their FOREHEVS, right? The pushing of the RFIDCHIP. So even if you're upper class, lower class, economical spectrum here in America and around the world, to order to do transactions, especially financial transactions to buy or sell. Revelation chapter 13 verse 17, and it says that no man might buy or sell. It says he that had the charagma or the name of the BEST ordered on his name. Right, so in order to buy or sell, you got to have the RFIDCHIP. Revelation 13 verse 18, here is wisdom. Let him have understanding. Count the number of the BEST, for it is a number of men. His number is SIX, the He scored SIX. So with that, hopefully this sit down lesson was edifying. Of this recent news article of the hopefully this sit down lesson was edifying of the M.O.T.B news updates as of September 17th, 2025 on this Wednesday night. So with that, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Wakar, Kadash, Barakatham, to the elders and apostles, Wa'akim, Wa'akwaf, until next time, I say Shalom.